Did Joe Dante direct that episode?
I know, right?
It felt like it, because it was scary and cute all at the same time. Hello and welcome to the ParkStop podcast, episode 28.
Oh, we're recording.
My name is Alicia Stunn. With me as always, my co-host Ian.
Hey kids. Sorry.
We've been recording.
Oopsies.
It has been 2 months since our last episode.
Whoa. What have you been doing?
We did 2 interviews that were very interesting, and we've done some premium podcasts on the Patreon channel, but we haven't talked about news. So we are a little behind on some of the big theme park news in the last 3 months.
There's tons of it, right? Because everything is functioning normally. There's nothing going on in the world right now. Everything's fine. Yeah,
the parks are open and operating. No, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. What are you talking about?
Seems about on par.
But except for the Velocicoaster, which for some reason is doing wonderfully and ahead of schedule.
That's fine with me. I'll take it.
So as quickly as we can, we're going to go through a news recap, and then we're going to get to your listener questions that we asked on social media. And that'll be the bulk of the episode, and it'll be kind of our way of catching up on all of the news stories that we've been talking about and covering over the last several years. So, lightning round.
Yeah, right. Are we capable?
Super Nintendo World is opening next year, and they officially said it will be... Well, okay, their social media account said it was opening the spring 2021, but the press release says early 2021, so I'm not even sure what the actual reporting is here. But
well, spring is early, so...
that is true. I mean, winter is technically the earliest it could possibly be, so... But
oh, totally.
Super Nintendo World in Japan is opening early 2021, and the official opening date will be announced soon, according to the press release. They also opened the Mario Cafe and the little gift shop in the Hollywood section of Universal Studios Japan to tide people over.
Hi, Mickey. That's pretty cool. Like, that little cafe in the store looks pretty cool. I want to go in there.
Yeah, and the little pancake sandwiches look delicious, and I want them. With the little candied strawberries on them, and they look like Luigi and Mario hats, and they have drinks and the mushroom. I just want the mushroom sipper cup because the lanyard says Super Nintendo World on it, and I think that's awesome.
That is awesome. That's very cool. Okay, what else is there? We're failing at lightning round.
Oh my. Yeah, you're right. All right. Okay. Jurassic World Velocicoaster was officially announced. We didn't actually do an episode since the Velocicoaster was officially announced. Like we are failing big time over here.
There's a coaster being built somewhere? I was unaware.
It's a Osprey churro stand sanctuary, and it will feature 2 launches, the fastest reaching 70 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. One of a kind 360-degree barrel roll over the lagoon, a zero gravity inverted stall where you go upside down for 100 feet of track. That's going to terrify me. And a top hat that's 155 feet tall with an 80-degree drop, which is Universal's steepest drop at all of their parks. And 12 total seconds of airtime. That was kind of all the stuff they told us. Oh, and then it's going to definitely feature all of the characters from Jurassic World, like Owen Grady and Claire Dearing and Dr. Henry Wu. And if Dr. Henry Wu is in it, I'm thinking that our rumors about the lab being involved in the queue might be true.
And the screens that have raptors on them that I said were going to be there, and you said you didn't think they were going to be there.
Yeah. So I owe you another beer.
That's 2. That's 2 bets you've lost in a row. You're 2-0.
Well, when it comes to screens, always bet on. When it comes to Universal and screens, always bet on screens. I don't know why I've made that mistake twice in a row now.
Yeah, Terminator 1 was the other one, right?
Yeah. It turns out the pre-show was just screens. No, but it's just that first scene, I think, that's got screens for the Velocicoaster, and we do know that there's at least 4 raptor figures later on the ride, so
yay.
It's not all screens. It's just them being released out of the stables, and I think there'll be more in the queue. There'll be like animatronics that actually move that we'll see from the queue of the raptor stables. So it's not all screens. This isn't Gringotts here.
No, thankfully.
And then since then, the big story is that recently they've been testing the coaster, and they actually tested it when the park was still open a couple days ago.
That's crazy.
At nighttime. So guests were in the park being able to film and see, and they're doing the top hat at different speeds, like starting at the launch at different speeds. So definitely testing out, trying to get it just right.
There's somebody there going, just turn it all the way up. I'll go.
It didn't have the hood. It looked weird without that. There's like the front part of the front car was missing. So I'm sitting here going, "Oh no, did that fall off earlier in the ride?" Oh, we should move on.
Yeah.
Since we've talked, the Halloween Horror Nights houses have opened. Like we talked about how Halloween Horror Nights was canceled, but they did open 3 of the Halloween Horror Nights houses that they had built. Originally just 2, and then for the last weekend they opened Beetlejuice. So we haven't talked about that on the podcast. Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and Revenge of the Tooth Fairy opened, and they had like really short lines because it was open like every day for all of October, and I just like walked right through, and it was cool, but it had plexiglass, and so they might come back next year. Beetlejuice definitely will come back. I'm saying that because I don't want to believe that it won't. Okay, breathe. Okay, breathe.
I was excited they opened that house, even if it's just kind of like halfway sort of opened in a way.
I halfway watched a walkthrough video of it. Like I kind of like I'm like peeking over my own shoulder, looking at it, going, "Oh no, I can't! I'm ruining it for next. Oh, I don't want to see. Oh, look at that. Oh!" And I turned it off, and I like kind of skimmed through it, and I saw like different moments, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they did that scene." Okay, I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Awesome.
Because I didn't walk through it, but I walked through the other 2, and they were still pretty good, even with the especially Tooth Fairy. I thought Tooth Fairy was scary. It just maybe the character design. There's no time. We must move on. The Mandalorian is back. I don't even know why I put that in my notes. It's not theme park related. I just think it's really cool. The Mandalorian is back.
I was gonna say, speaking of Beetlejuice sandworms, Mandalorian, Tremors in space.
The first episode was a little movie.
Yeah, it was. It was like it was actually like watching like D&D or something, because you had to do this and then this and then this and then this.
I love it. He's on a main quest. We're not going into spoilers here. He's on a main quest, but he has side quests.
He has lots of side quests.
Okay, and then what do I have? The California parks are still not open. All this time since our last news episode, and they still haven't opened the California parks, but Disney California Adventure is opening for food and shopping. At least their Buena Vista Street will open starting November 19th. And if you've been going to downtown Disney and you've noticed they have free parking, I think that stops as of November 19th, and it is $10 a car, I think. So enjoy $10 to go get out of your car and go buy things from Disney. That's just mean.
Thanks.
Yeah, but at least there's something. I mean, at least you can get a churro
for $10
plus the cost of a churro.
Yeah, plus the regular cost of a churro. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and a couple days ago, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, someone, I don't know who it was, someone in the Disney company posted a picture of the coaster trains for Cosmic Rewind on Instagram. So we've already seen these trains like 3 times now. But so this time
they look the way we thought they were going to look.
But this time they're on like a maintenance track, so there's 3 of them in like a row. Ooh, yes,
fancy.
Yeah, but that's like, it's weird that they're teasing it because it's probably been postponed a year later till 2022. And like anyone who doesn't believe that rumor, just go look. They have not done like anything on that entrance building at all. It's just sitting there. Like it looks like all work has stopped around there, and you don't even hear construction anymore when I go to Epcot. So
that's sad.
They're working a little bit on like demolishing Electric Umbrella and stuff. But as far as the Guardians coaster, it looks like they've kind of stopped work.
That makes me very, very sad.
All right, I think that took like 8 minutes. We failed only like by 3.
We still failed. We're not good at lightning round.
No. Maybe I'll cut out a minute. No. So we have listener questions.
Yay.
Are you going to read the Facebook ones and I'll read the Twitter ones like normal?
Sure, that works.
Like normal, because we've done this, twice?
Twice. Yeah, the normal way that isn't established yet. But go ahead.
At Traveling Magic asks 3 questions. You got to pick one. Ashley and Emily, you got to pick one. You can't ask 3 questions. What do we got?
There's 2 of them, so maybe they could have 2.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, so the first one is, what do you think the next phased expansion to Animal Kingdom could be?
As long as it has a Shanghai Pirates ride system, I don't really care.
I think they might be building another restaurant if they build anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like this is going to be tough because a lot of these questions are going to be like this, and I'm going to be like, COVID canceled everything. A Jungle Book boat ride was supposed to be next for, or at
Yeah.
least an unannounced e-ticket for like 2026 or whatever it was. Like, I think it was going to be a Jungle Book boat ride.
I'm fine with that. I'd happily go on that, especially if, like I said, if it was the Shanghai Pirates thing.
I have no proof that it's the Shanghai Pirates thing, but I want to believe that it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to also believe that at Disney, no idea ever really dies. So even if things are postponed indefinitely, that doesn't mean definitely.
They're gonna bring back mythical creatures, and they're gonna put a giant sandworm somewhere. That's what's gonna happen because they have one of those now.
So instead of
Yeah.
another Star Wars land based on Star Wars movie, it's Mandalorian land, Mandoland,
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Mandoland, Mandoland, and the restaurant serves frog eggs. Do you think we could ever see a return of daytime parades at the other Disney World parks besides Magic Kingdom?
You know what? I'm going to say this. I think the little cavalcades I've been doing lately are kind of much cooler than just having a full on parade. Personally, I haven't been there when it's happened, but seeing the videos, it looks much more chill and it gives people more chances to see the characters. So I don't even
That's
know if I
true.
want that to come back.
That's true
Personally.
that when they have like just a 3 o'clock parade, it's so crazy and impossible to get anywhere because people wait for hours for that thing to start. But this, because it's spontaneous and it happens throughout the day, you can kind of catch it, and just be like, oh, it's happening. I'll stand here instead of having to put a picnic blanket out there and start.
If you want to put the parades back, then I will happily go on rides while people wait on the street for a parade. So,
You got to plan your day around it. You can't cross the path at a certain
yeah.
point. You have to be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can cross the path, but you might get run over. They were asking about other Disney World parks, though, besides Magic Kingdom. I don't think they've had a parade anywhere. Do you remember the Tapestry of Nations at Epcot?
I do. I remember Epcot when they had vehicles that would go around the World Showcase. Okay. I'm old.
Okay, let's ask. You ask a Facebook question now.
Oh, Richard wants to know. Can't wait. Here's my question. So the Jurassic World franchise has so many upcoming projects, it's insane. Dominion, Camp Cretaceous Season 2, a VR game, the Velocicoaster, and possibly even a video game sequel to their Park Manager game. Basically, if all the stars align and interest in the franchise literally quadruples, is there any chance of us seeing additional Jurassic attractions beyond the new coaster, or is it just not possible?
It's possible that Jurassic World franchise never ever goes away. And we're like, it's like Fast and the Furious, and all of a sudden it's like Jurassic World 9 greenlit for production, dinosaurs in space. Like, it's going to never end. And
I
when it
think
does, they'll just reboot it back from the beginning anyway.
I think anything is possible if it's making enough money. Basically, if the Jurassic World movies keep making money, they're going to keep making them, and they're going to keep doing stuff in the parks for synergy.
I'd love to see a Camp Cretaceous based attraction because it seems like a kid show, but then when you realize it, it's absolutely terrifying and they're always in mortal danger. um, but like they have in Islands of Adventure, at least the one that's not fully transformed into Jurassic World yet. They still have the River Adventure they can redo and turn into Jurassic World the ride. They still have the first floor of the Discovery Center that they can transform or update into new versions of hands-on exhibits. They still have Camp Jurassic, which can be updated, and they could replace the ride system for the Tronodon Flyers, maybe with the same one that they're building in Beijing. They have a lot of things they could do and keep working to upgrade the existing stuff. But, yeah, if it keeps making money, they might keep doing stuff, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as it's making money, they'll probably do it to promote it because it gets them more money. So I think it's possible.
HP Fred on Twitter. Election is over. December is fast approaching. So, with the current situation, do you think Epic Universe gets back on the rails, or will it be kept in the fridge a little longer?
No politics. Oh, wait, sorry.
It's not in the fridge. It's in the freezer. It's yeah, we have to let it thaw before we can start working on it again. We have to put it in the microwave and hit defrost for a couple hours. No, I don't know. I will say there are a lot of signs that point to, like, good signs that are pointing in the right direction. I think there's still going to be a hold on a lot of development in Orlando, but there's a lot of things that are telling me that this thing is definitely not dead.
Yeah, from the way it looks and the things I've been hearing, it seems more like it went from like a sprint to like a crawl for now while they wait for
Right.
things to settle. And obviously some of the stuff they went back to the drawing board to try and improve. So
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets better than what we were supposed to get in the first place.
I just don't think we're going to see anything like big for a little while, but we might hear some good news early next year, and that would be good. Like I said, every time they do an earnings call and they don't say it's canceled, things are going well.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, not to get too crazy into it, but the stock market is suddenly going up really quickly out of nowhere. Bradley Kenobi, is that your real last name? What's stopping Universal from making a Harry and the Hendersons dark ride? I already answered this in the group, but go
I
ahead.
answered it too. I said there was not enough corsages.
I said they fear the Yeti happening to Harry.
it's such an old movie.
It is.
I
It's
love
so awesome, though.
I love that Universal Studios Florida opened with the Harry from Harry and the Hendersons like walk around character, and it was in all of the commercials and marketing. Like it was a big thing. I was excited to meet him.
That movie's great. I don't know. They could do a movie. I mean, they could do a ride on that movie.
Can you imagine a cinematic shared universe where it starts with Harry and the Hendersons reboot, but then they do like a Nessie thing, and it's all family friendly cryptozoology movies?
Oh, don't give them any ideas. They're still struggling with some things.
Universal, if you're listening, please give us the cryptozoology movie cinematic universe starting with Harry.
Then Nessie, and then the what is it? The swamp ape.
Chupacabra. Turns out he's misunderstood. He's a good guy.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember all that. I like all that crypto stuff, but I don't remember it all right now. Too tired.
Jason at Volatile Bear wants to know, what is the likelihood of something new being built at Universal Studios, or it's Universal Studios Florida or Universal Orlando Resort? It is not Universal Studios Orlando, to be something new to advertise to fill the gap of Epic Universe being delayed.
That's you. I don't even know. I don't think that would make sense. If they were gonna be able to spend money, they would spend money.
Yeah.
If
If Super Nintendo World gets moved to Kid Zone, that'll happen before Epic Universe. If we got Velocicoaster opening up, they just did Bourne. They just did Hagrid. We've got a lot of stuff, so I think we're good. we can enjoy the toys we have at home. We don't need new toys right now.
We always need new toys, but we just don't always get them.
Yeah.
All right. Mike wants to know, are there any opening day attractions or rides that are still open that make you wonder why they still are? And he has this follow-up to that too, that I think he deserves a jar for.
Voyage of the Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Is that an opening day? I don't know if that's an opening day. I'm not sure, actually.
I don't think.
I don't think anything's opening day in that park anymore.
Yeah, I don't think anything is either off the top of my head.
How about it's tough to be tough to be a bug at Animal Kingdom? How about that?
Yeah, I have no idea. I still think it's fun, even though I have no idea. I have no idea why it's still open. Is it even popular still?
It's popular in the way that I like to go and watch children be terrified out of their minds because it is a torture device of the modern age.
So good. Follow-up question. If any of the major theme park franchises was going to open up in a new geographical area, who would it be and where? And he put Super Secret Universal Lord of the Rings Park in New Zealand.
Isn't there already one of those?
The Hobbit thing is there, isn't it? In some farmer's land. See the buildings.
Yeah.
Hobbiton.
Yeah. I don't know.
Where I don't know either. Well, they tried Dubai and it just doesn't happen. And that's where all the money is right now.
They tried the UK too. They never built anything there. They actually built the arch in Dubai and just left it. But yeah, maybe if the not Disneyland of London opens, then they can build there and have some competition.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, and there's beloved parks already in Europe too. So, and they have Disney Paris. Maybe Universal somewhere more closely in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know.
To compete.
It's a hard few decades for Paris there, and they're still having trouble. So
I just meant Europe somewhere, so that there was a Universal in Europe somewhere. That's the only thing.
We need one. We need one in Germany to compete with all those theme parks.
That's fine.
Amusement Labs on Twitter wants to know, Mario Kart, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, which are you most excited for?
Yoshi, because it's Yoshi and he's adorable.
Really?
Mhm.
Not the gigantic high-tech Mario Kart ride with interactive augmented reality technology and real sets and a dark ride and animatronics. You'd rather go with the outdoor child's ride?
Do you get to ride on a Yoshi?
You get to ride in a Yoshi.
That's fine. It's even better, even though it sounds disturbing, but still. It's
We've
Yoshi.
hollowed it out, and the insides are red, and you sit inside the red insides of a Yoshi.
It's like a tauntaun to keep you warm.
I think the Donkey Kong ride is going to be really cool, but I'm afraid it's going to be short. So, like, it's a minute and a half little coaster with really good scenes and fire effects and water and stuff, and like real good animatronics and some outdoor scenes. But it's going to be so short, you're going to get off and go, "Oh, that was it." Mario Kart, you got a 4.5 minute ride in a big building.
Mhm.
I'm always going to go with that.
I'm super curious about all of them, though. Like I can't wait to ride them all. I'm just super curious about things that are going to be on there, things that we've heard, things that we've
Yeah.
seen. I'm
Yeah.
very curious.
Let's just hope they eventually build it in Orlando, because I'm going to be devastated, absolutely devastated if they just never build it.
It's coming. Don't worry, kids. Do I have to read this question? It's from Bobby. Does he
Well,
count?
hold on. Amusement Labs had more questions, and I'm gonna
Good.
skip. I'm gonna skip two of them and go straight to, now that I've had some time to verify. Did you really hit that track switch?
Yes, you did. Every time we talk.
Oh no! I must have hit that track switch.
See? Every time. Every time.
All right. What did Bobby have to say?
Do I really have to answer Bobby's question? Okay. Can you see Velocicoaster opening up for soft openings months before the quote summer opening timeframe, given the lack of soft openings for Hagrid's?
I could see it opening by April. What is that? April, May, June. It could be a month and a half before it actually is supposed to open. Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they learned a lot of lessons from Hagrid's too, so they're going to be a little more careful before they do anything like that again.
Yeah, like testing before it's even done being built for months and months.
Yeah, that might help a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
And then he continued.
Oh no, he had another question. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, he said, sorry, being greedy and asking one more. Spaceship Earth, what's going on with the redo? Is it still happening? Do you actually know what the plan was with it? I only seem to remember perhaps some new narration. And please talk about Moana so it comes back to life Thanks.
I feel like
Bobby.
Moana is the only thing that Disney hasn't started building yet that they actually will build.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap.
Yeah, I gotta have a talk with Bobby. Moana water thing.
But there was a permit for Spaceship Earth last week. And it got everyone's hopes up, but I think it might be a lighting package for the fountain. I don't know if it's anything to do with actual Spaceship Earth. So everyone got their hopes up for nothing.
That's still pretty cool though. I mean, it's small, but that fountain is really cool. I'm glad it's back the way it was.
Yeah, I'm excited about the fountain. I really am. And Spaceship Earth needs work, whether or not they ever do the full redo that they were planning. The ride system is in terrible shape, and I could use the new narration, but as far as the actual plan, like they were going to move the like rearrange the entrance and exit to the ride, and like redo the whole ride system. They're going to build that little Walt Disney statue park in the back and demolish the post show, but the actual ride was going to be like, what was it, the story light, the projection mapped story light takes you through the story. Like, it was going to be very updated. The way that the Disneyland Fantasyland attractions have added projection mapping to kind of bring it into a new era. I think they were going to do a lot of that.
That's fine with me.
But what really worried me, what really worries me about it is that they were going to pretty much from the scene that says like Civil War over and there's the big machinery. From that scene on, they're going to completely demolish it and start with a whole new thing. So no more computers the size of a room with with the Apple big computers. No more the garage. No more. God, even like the theater, the power lines, all of that stuff just gone. The Morse code train scene.
You can't get rid of not Wozniak. That's not fair.
No, the amalgamation of Wozniak and Bill Gates and everyone, like, gone. I don't mind that one because he's creepily hunched over and definitely not moving, and he's got his like box of pizza that looks like Pizza Rizzo sitting out.
Oh,
You know what I was kind of excited about though is that the scene that was originally like Greek theater and then became mathematicians and the audience falling asleep while he's listening to math is going to go back to being storytelling like it
Oh,
originally
that's
was. So
that's
I
neat.
actually like that change. So it's kind of a mixed bag where like certain things, and of course, it's going to end with like Walt Disney and like projection mapped all this stuff like, oh, look at all the great stuff we've done in the last couple of years, and that'll be outdated in 5 years.
But most
Um,
importantly, do we still get to thank the Phoenicians?
No, that scene's gone. that scene is straight up Moana now, like off-brand Moana, actual Pacific Islander culture of telling stories. With the
That's
with the
pretty cool, though.
stingray going by, so Moana's grandma, but not really, is going to be going by in projection map. You know what? We were talking about this before. There's a rumor there might be a Tesla coil on the ride instead of the power lines, the little cheapy neon light power lines. Like there was going to be like a real electricity power line thing going on. So,
Is there going to be rain and water splashing and
so
oil rigs?
yeah. So go on the ride really soon after it opens because just like Maelstrom, if they have to remove it because of safety concerns. No, we'll be talking about that more in the future. I just really hope it gets off the ground because honestly, if I have to hear, and I love Judi Dench, but if I have to hear her say, think of it as the world's first backup system, like one more time, just one more time, I swear to God.
Who do you want to hear talk on there? Who would be your pick? She
Sterling
would
K.
do it.
Brown. Sterling
Oh
K.
yeah,
Brown was my pick. Uh,
that's a good. I like his voice. Yeah, but
and
Tara talks
Disney
about characters'
Disney
voices.
has a good relationship with him because he's in Frozen 2. He narrated the whatever documentary that was, it the Day of Disney documentary.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, he's
One of those
great.
documentaries. So he's already got a relationship, and we know he's good in a booth. So like we can get him to do it.
Josh Gad's been doing that booth work too for the Animal Kingdom continued thing. The day
Oh
of
my
the
God,
king.
no! I love Josh Gad. Absolutely, he's a
Yeah,
treasure. Do
he's
not
doing
let
great.
him. Do not let him narrate Spaceship Earth. It'll be like for the jokes they made Judi Dench tell times 1,000. Because he would essentially be doing it as Olaf.
He
Do you
actually
know a
does.
turtle's brain is in his butt? Like it would just be nonstop Olaf jokes.
He does a pretty good job on that show though, on the little series that they're doing with the Animal
Yeah,
Kingdom.
that's
To be
true.
honest, but yeah, Sterling K. Brown, that's a good pick. I'd be more than fine with that. He's
I
underrated actor too, in my opinion.
I kind of want to return to the serious narration a little bit. Like we don't need to, the Millennium
Walter
version.
Cronkite.
Maybe not that serious, but
No, okay.
Matthew wants to know, once Velocicoaster is complete, what do you see being the next Universal project, excluding Epic Universe? Well, this is coming up a lot.
That takes my answer, excluding Epic Universe. That's my
Yeah,
answer.
there's none. There's nothing slated currently. There's a lot of possibilities. They had a ton of projects like they were working on, and literally all of everything got pushed to the back burner so much it fell off the stove. Like it's on the ground now. Like there was no more room on the back burner anymore, and now everything's just fallen to the ground, and we got to like pick up the pieces. So it's going to be a while.
Infrastructure and roadways to Epic Universe. Does
Oh
that
yeah,
count?
that's already yeah. Hotels. I think we'll see
Mhm.
one or two new hotels before we see new attractions being built.
Yeah, especially over by where Epic Universe is going to go. Maybe one at least, right? Something over there.
I'm not saying, but they don't have land in their normal spot, so maybe.
I
Okay,
was
your
just
turn.
yeah. I don't know.
Your turn. Your turn.
All right, Nina wants to know, what do you think the possibility is for a nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom for the 50th? And if one did run, would you want mainstream electrical parade, paint the night, or a totally new parade? I think she means, and if one did run, why would it be paint the night?
I think there were
Uh
rumors that they weren't there rumors that they were going to do that for the 50th.
yeah, I heard there was rumors for a while that they were going to bring paint the night over to the East Coast.
Yeah,
I don't. So to be honest, I don't really watch parades. I actually don't remember anything past Main Street Electrical, so I don't really know. But Paint the Night seems pretty cool. I don't know if
it
I'd hang
does.
around unless Nina makes me sit with her and watch it. I don't know.
They should take the water pageant parade on boats and just put them on trailers and drive them through Main Street.
Done. We're
I'd
done.
be I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I don't know about next year because of the situation. I don't think they're going to be doing parades. Just like I wonder if they're going to do Harmonious or they're going to wait. Like we might see a very limited, like maybe you have to pay only, like an entire dessert party version of Harmonious is what I worry they're going to do.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while. I mean, it's going to be at least into the maybe 3/4, 2/3, 3/4 into next year before things really, really start to settle in. So,
I mean,
with
the
COVID and
birthday
all
is
that
until
stuff,
October 1st, right? So
yeah,
maybe
so
maybe they'll have something for the fall. And,
maybe we'll get lucky and by October things will be starting to actually turn.
we'll see.
Mm.
At DM Hall 404, I'm not sure it's an appropriate question. Oh, okay. Oh, for
Uh-oh.
this episode, but
Oh,
I'd love to hear what would be yours and Ian's ideal day must do attractions at each theme park. Oh, we don't have enough time for this. We
oh
don't have
no.
enough
I
time for
think
this.
someone just volunteered to come on the show is what I think just happened.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. Somebody
This is
said,
a
"Please
whole
let me come on the
show.
show." Mhm.
I mean, real quick, for some reason, I always do Transformers when I go to Universal. I always do Dinosaur when I go to Animal Kingdom because I don't have the patience to wait in line for Flight of Passage. So, like,
Yeah.
most of the attractions are must dos for me, or just because the lines are short for those.
So at Universal, I don't usually watch a lot of shows, but I never miss the makeup show. I like that monster makeup show a lot. I think it's super fun.
Yeah.
I don't miss Mythos ever. Let's see. Peter wants to know if you could visit an overseas park, which one would it be? Would you both like to visit, and why would it be Tokyo Sea? I mean, and why?
Yeah, exactly. Tokyo Sea, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I want to see Tokyo Sea, and I would like to see Efteling. I think it looks weird and creepy, and it's also kind of like light and fun at the same time,
Yeah, definitely. It's very whimsical. I
and
think
creepy.
Tokyo Disney Sea, but I almost want to put plus, like a plus sign, Universal Japan, because Nintendo will be open before anywhere else. Like that would be a great
Mhm.
trip if you could do both of those.
Definitely. But yeah, Tokyo Sea is definitely a big thing on my bucket list. I want to do that. And like I said, Efteling, I really kind of want to see that a lot. There's some cool stuff there that is not all that common around here. So
Universally disliked. Is there a better cluster of rides than Hagrid, Forbidden Journey, Velocicoaster, and River Adventure in any Orlando area park? We're talking 4 bangers within a small radius.
I don't know. There's beer nearby too and food. So I don't
You
really
can get
know.
a triple. I think the triple counts as one of those attractions, right?
For me, it does. Probably for Mac too, my friend Mac. I don't know. Can you think of anything else that's got as much stuff in that one space? Just the areas themselves, too, even if you take the rides out, are pretty incredible to walk through. So it's
I
kind of
mean, some
rough.
people probably would argue Magic Kingdom with like Jungle Cruise, Pirates, Splash
Really?
Mountain, Thunder Mountain, maybe. Like that's definitely a family friendly fun corner. If you could look at the wait times, that's clearly very popular, and they're all in a row. No, I can't think of anything else that's all in a row like that. Yeah.
That's pretty solid right there.
Rise of the Resistance and Runaway Railway and nothing else.
That's not exactly
And
the same
Ronto Rap.
area.
And Ronto Rap. They're kind of in a row. It's a triangle. The trifecta of Rise of the
kind of
Resistance, Ronto Rap, Mickey and Minnie.
kind of in a row if you skip a lot of things that you walk by.
If you don't count the Frozen sing along and you don't count Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, those are beautiful. It's perfect.
All right.
Slinky Dog, kind of.
Thomas would like to know, with the coaster that must not be named being pretty much ready, do you think UO is pushing the opening into 2021 to do more testing and avoid the Hagrid effect? Or this is similar. We already answered this kind of.
I
Or to
see
be able to
nothing.
pack,
Nothing.
or to be packing more people, assuming that we get this pandemic under control by then, thus reducing wait times and avoiding the Hagrid effect.
Okay, if you watch my videos from over a year ago, you'll see that the opening for the Velocicoaster was always the spring 2021 at the earliest. And so like they're not pushing it. That's just was always the plan. Shockingly. And certainly they're not pushing anything because of the pandemic the way that Disney is. Like otherwise they wouldn't have opened Bourne. They're just opening things as they would have opened Secret Life of Pets had Hollywood been opened. So they're not pushing anything, I don't think.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't think so either.
They just want a lot of leeway to test in case there's any issues coming up.
Yeah, I agree.
Construction itself was permitted to not be completed until spring anyway.
And it's still cruising along.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in the interior, by the way. Like the queue and stuff, it's still being developed. Like they're working mostly on the outdoor stuff so they can start testing while they work on the indoor stuff.
Okay, you're up.
Jason wants to know, is there any chance we get another Jaws ride? Not the same one. Parentheses. My rationale is even what?
I was gonna say, didn't you have a plan for one of those already that we've discussed on other shows?
It's Jaws on a speedboat. It makes sense to me. They continued on. My rationale is, even though it is not an active IP, sharks are so popular that it could always be relevant. There is a reason Shark Week has been a thing forever. Thanks. Yeah, no, a Jaws ride would always like pack them in, just like a King Kong ride was gonna work no matter when. Let's just say this: if they did a Jaws ride now, it would be screens.
I mean, they're doing another Meg movie, so
they let's do Jaws 3 3D, and it's all through the SeaWorld tubes, and then the glass breaks, but it's 3D. It's just screens.
I mean, he's not wrong about sharks. They are doing another Meg movie, so
yeah. I don't like. I it's surprising to me they even did Jurassic Park River Adventure with dinosaurs in the water, because they've already learned their lesson about animatronics in water once. So I'm not sure they would go down that road again. Although if they did a Creature from the Black Lagoon ride at Epic Universe, we would kind of get a reincarnation of Jaws to some extent, I'm sure.
Except for the shark's going to jump over your boat, maybe. Who knows?
He's going to totally get on your boat. And then it's going to go into a dark room like a boathouse, and you're going to be haunted by the creature, and he's going to pretend steal a plant that's on there, or a boat driver, and it's going to be amazing. All of this exists in my head. I have no rumors. I just want it to be real. It's like, oh no, he's on the boat. Let's go hide. Let's get off in here. And it's like, it's so dark. And then you just hear screams from like the surround sound system on the boat of people being, it's like Alien Encounter on a boat. That's Jaws. Yeah.
Like Gilman.
But with Gilman. Yeah, you feel him on your shoulder, like he's running by you. You hear like the flappy webbed toes on the boat deck, and you feel him like touch your shoulder. Oh, that'd be terrifying.
Let's just do the full on harness over people in a boat.
Oh yeah, on a boat ride. Yeah, I hope it doesn't sink like Jungle Cruise. There's no getting out.
Oh man. Is it my turn again?
Sure.
With the recent news of Johnny Depp leaving the cast of Fantastic Beasts, the box office decline of the sequel, though it still made a boatload of money, and movie 3 being delayed until 2022, do you think Universal is worried at all about the fan base of Fantastic Beasts dying down? Or is there no fear since it's part of the Wizarding World? Do you see any adjustments being made to the land to maybe highlight the Harry Potter era as well as the era from Fantastic Beasts movies?
So what's interesting about the Wizarding World for Epic Universe is that the plans apparently always were much more Potter era than Fantastic Beasts. It was my misunderstanding for reporting it as Fantastic Beasts, because it had the France section.
Yeah.
But the main attraction was the British Ministry of Magic. And just because the outdoor street is Place Cachet doesn't mean it takes place in the past of the Fantastic Beasts era. It could be taking place in the present, or at least the 1990s from the Potter era. So just because you go to the French Ministry that is from Fantastic Beasts doesn't mean it's a Fantastic Beasts ride, if that makes sense.
Totally. And the rest of it, I think there's story troubles with it, but I think in general the movies are good. But I think we talked about this. It seems like a trilogy that she's trying to stretch out into a longer book. So there's way too much filler in those movies for the plot, in my opinion.
It's a situation where I love the production design, but I haven't been a fan of the screenplays.
Yeah, it seems like it's stretched to me.
As far as the theme parks go, Warner Brothers, if Warner Brothers wants a ride or a land based on something for Wizarding World, Universal's going to be like, yes, sir. Because that's the Butterbeer would be paying for this new theme park in Epic Universe. And if they have a new place to sell Butterbeer, they're going to open a new place to sell Butterbeer. There's no reason to say no. Because also their contract gets renewed and has to be approved, and with Warner Brothers and Rolling. So if they, you don't want to start saying no to the people that have to approve a contract and renegotiate the terms every X amount of years. Yeah. You want to keep those people happy.
Just a little bit.
That snow fellow or that retro fellow is the handle, wants to know, would a retheme of Fast and Furious Supercharged to the B ride it'd be an improvement?
The B ride?
I asked, and I was like, do you mean like the B movie? Yeah, like the B movie. So can you imagine Fast and Furious Supercharged, but every time they say family, it speeds up by twice as much. That's it. That's my answer. Your turn.
I think they could literally put you on that bus and have it go backwards to the exit, and it would still be a better ride.
You can join our crew anytime. Yay, it's over. Yay.
I mean, you get everything right there. You get crew, so everybody's family. You're done. That's the whole ride. We're good.
You're
Just go
done.
backwards a couple feet.
You don't get sprayed with diesel water.
Giovanni asks, what's your favorite theme park smell aside from E.T.?
Oh, okay.
And also list every ride you've ever been on during a breakdown. And
my
also
God.
chicken or beef.
Chicken or beef?
Beef.
Are we going to a wedding? Like, do we have to check
Apparently.
a box? The Horizons Orange Grove, and
yeah, that's a good call.
the Orange Grove on Soarin'. But now that's gone, Flight of Passage Cave.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Also, every water ride ever, because that stuff just smells like vacation.
Just the water? Yeah, that's
just
true.
the water. It just smells like vacation to me. So
wait, well, I've been on everything that's broken down.
I've been on. I don't even know if I can remember everything. I've been on Everest and got a tour of the mountain, which I think we've discussed before, which was actually really cool.
Mummy and Gringotts were pretty cool when I got
evac'd off of those. Got evac'd off of the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train ride. That was fun. Yeah,
because you just jump, right? You just
jump right out, and then at the bottom they have like a net. They catch you, and they hand you passes for the rest of the day. It's fun.
Oh, that's awesome. A Universal fan wants to know. There are rumors. We have to start speeding up. There are rumors that Fear Factor Live is shutting down permanently. If they're true, and it does, what would you like to replace it? Anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say literally anything. But I know Alicia would like her Wild 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 West stunt show back.
Oh my God, the set's already still there. Come on, just repaint it back. Take away the yellow and black stripes and get Ma in there and start having the spitting out the teeth and it'd be like, "Are you done?" And then spit out 2 more teeth. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, whatever. Anything would be better. Like I said before, I don't really watch shows. I'm not really into that. I like rides. So as long as it's a ride, I'll probably go on it. But it can't get any worse than Fast and Furious.
You build the British Ministry of Magic ride they were going to build. If you don't do a Wizarding World at Epic Universe, you just put that ride there adjacent to London where it belongs and you call it a day.
Done. We're all set. Do I get paid by the letter for this question? Just curious.
Oh my God. Is it a novel?
It's Jasper's. He's lucky. He said he's going to be my tour guide at Efteling.
Oh, okay. Just read fast.
I don't know if I can. Is there a place for old-timey IP in parks? It used to be that parks often chose themes that were more or less settled and proven, so they knew it was timeless, or at least will be well known for a while. Now they seem to choose themes of sometimes films that haven't even come out yet, or in the case of Avatar, was planned with a whole cinematic universe in mind and never came, or at least not yet. I believe the most recent older IP that was used in a new attraction was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and it was successful. Do you ever see the parks go back to the more proven IP, or will everything be synergy from now on? Personally, I think that will bite them, since an attraction takes quite some time from the drawing board to making it a reality. If, for example, they chose the Lion King live action version as a theme for a new dark ride, that would get a lot of attention now, but will be less popular in 5 years than an original Lion King themed ride would be. The IP before the movie comes out is really not new. Walt did that at Disneyland.
I was going to say Disneyland, the castle and some of the dark rides themselves in Fantasyland.
Not new.
The many, like Animal Kingdom, it's tough to be a bug. Even Dinosaur, which was still in the early phases of production, was based on a movie that was not out yet, and they kind of took a gamble on that. But at the same time, I think it's better as a standalone ride than it is as a movie, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as old timey, I mean, they're updating everything, so I don't know if there really is an old timey left. Is there really?
The Little Mermaid got a ride 20 years after it opened too, after it came
Yeah, and
out in theaters.
that'll have a live action remake sooner or later, I'm sure.
But yeah, I do think that, and I've made the argument that the Marvel movies is a weird one because they're making rides based on these movies that move at like a breakneck speed. They change so rapidly. They've even had to just say it outright that like the Marvel superhero land is set in an alternate version, alternate dimension where Iron Man is still alive. We're just gonna say, listen, this is at a specific time period in an alternate version of reality where the snap didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, that works, I guess. That's how
Yeah.
you're going to explain away Baby Groot being a baby forever. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really don't know old timey. I mean, what's old? I mean, Mermaid's what, 90s, 1990, something like that?
Yes. No. 89.
89? Yeah, I mean, and they've had stuff from the 50s. So I don't even know where old timey is for you. It would depend on your age.
Snow White. That was a good example he made. Seven Dwarfs Mine
Yeah.
Train, because that's
Yeah.
the first feature length animated film in the United States. So it's
I think
what is
anything's
that?
on the
The
table
30s.
as long. Yeah, exactly. I think anything's on the table as long as they can get something out of it. Somebody had a good idea with a specific kind of train, and it just happened to work for like a mine train, so that's what they chose. Even though it's going to get replaced, Splash Mountain, that's pretty old. That was pretty old when it was built too. When they made Splash Mountain, the story, the
Even
cartoon.
Princess and the Frog is going to be fairly
Yep.
old by today's standards by the time it gets the ride.
Yeah, like I think it's as long as it's they can come up with something for it, that'll be fine. And there's some things that are classics, and they are classics for a reason. So they will
We almost
always
got a
get back
Mary
in.
Poppins attraction.
Yep, exactly. Classics are classics for a reason.
It's definitely Disney doing it more often than Universal, but King Kong in Sky Island and Islands of Adventure is based on the Peter Jackson film from 2005. So even that's a decade later.
It is, but also that's still a universe expanding now, even though it's not the same universe.
Right, but
But
they based it on that one, not the new one. Jace Peterson wants to know if Halloween Horror Nights comes back full force next year, would you be opposed to keeping/bringing back the Beetlejuice house? Why would I be opposed to bringing back the Beetlejuice
if
house?
you're opposed to bringing back the Beetlejuice house, I really don't know what's wrong with you.
Barely anyone got to do the Beetlejuice house. Apparently, it only opened so they could bring it back next year for contractual reasons, because it was like you can't renew a contract you never did in the first place. So they had to do the contract so they can renew the contract. Oh my God, if they don't bring back Beetlejuice, I'm not going next year.
It's Beetlejuice. It's so fun. The movie's ridiculous, and it still kind of holds up. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go.
Unless you did Gremlins. I can't not be there for Gremlins.
They're gonna do Gremlins one of these years. They have to. How could they not do
You've
Gremlins?
done Ghostbusters, you've done Beetlejuice. Next is Gremlins. It's like the trio of funny, scary classic movies.
Yeah, they need a Tucker and Dale versus Evil house too. I still stand by that. All right. So Mark wants to know. So Disney teased us with showing the ride vehicles for Guardians at Epcot. Any news of delays or still on schedule for 2021?
I could see into that first building, and there's nothing in there much. It hasn't changed since January. So I think it's delayed.
Yep.
Spooky Lion 999 Ghost Lion Face wants to know, do you think Super Nintendo World in Hollywood will open next year or in 2022? I think 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
The parks aren't even open, and while they could have possibly opened in 2021, they still have the final version of Jurassic World the ride and Secret Life of Pets to essentially open next year, because the parks aren't open yet. So but where they are in construction, it looks to me like they're not going to be done in time to open next summer anyway. So it would probably be 2022 regardless.
Okay. Oh, will there ever be a Coco ride?
No.
Yeah, no. I would love there to be because the movie is so colorful and amazing and full of music, but I don't know if there ever will be.
That's a funny one because that's one where they should have jumped on it or started before the movie came out and had it ready. Because I feel like it could be a classic attraction. Like if they redid the Mexico Pavilion into that attraction could even outlive the popularity of the film, because the music and the colors, like you said, it's such a memorable thing. So I feel like they missed the
Beautiful.
boat on that. Hold on. There we go.
Well, Oh, yeah, if you didn't see that in the theater, I'm sorry, because it was worth seeing all the color and stuff on that big screen. It was beautiful. It was a really, really beautiful movie.
Ta Sej 101 wants to know, how is Porg Trisha adjusting to life outside a theme park gift shop? Porg Trisha is loving life. I am trying to keep her safe from Mickey, who wants to attack and carry her away. She's currently on the kitchen table, enjoying the view from the bucket of Halloween candy.
I have an unnamed porg in my house. He sits up on the shelf next to everything that you sent me and things I've collected.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
uh,
How do you not name your Porg?
I have so many things to name. Are you crazy? I have nifflers up there too, more than one. This is an old one. I think we've answered on one of the other shows, but Mina would like to know how we met, and I told her that you lost a bet, and that's how you got stuck with me.
Yeah, technically we haven't met.
No, we technically have not. Alicia found me because I was on UUOP. Tracy bullied me into doing a guest appearance as a fill-in, and it was super fun. And I told a story that happened with an ex of mine that I'm so friendly with, and we were on a trip, and our trip turned into scavenger hunting for scarves. So like every store, every little anything that had merch to sell, we were looking for scarves. And Alicia heard me on that show, and you were looking for, what was it, earrings or stickers or something that reminded you of my
Both.
story?
I was looking for earrings and stickers, and I went into every single gift shop the week before. You had talked about going into every single gift shop, and I was thinking the same thing. I was like, it's kind of nice because you wouldn't normally go into every single gift shop. It's kind of
Oh,
fun.
it's fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
super
get
fun.
to see it all, and then but also I thought you were kind of funny. So
Yeah,
I
I
said,
don't
hey,
know
you want to
that.
be on one episode of my new podcast, and then I made you come back every single time since.
She still thinks I'm funny somehow. I don't know why you listen to me or
No, I
talk
don't
to
think
me,
you're
but
funny
that's okay.
anymore. I don't.
Okay, that's good. At least we got that straight.
Yeah.
How many more do you have?
I have a lot. Nate T-Rex, do you think a Zelda land in place of Atlantis at IOA would be a good idea?
There's Atlantis at IOA.
The
Yeah,
water,
no, I'm just
the
kidding.
water, the
Yeah.
Poseidon.
There you go. You got there. I'm just being a
I don't know. I mean, Zelda, it's one of those things where it better be a good land and a good ride because not everyone knows what the Zelda video games are.
As far as that land goes, even if it's Zelda or not, I really, really, really would like to see Sinbad turns into a chill ride. I think that area needs just a relaxing boat ride, people mover ride, something, so I can go to my Mythos, eat, drink a little, and then go on a chill ride and relax for a little bit.
I think if you tore down Sinbad and Poseidon, you'd have enough room for an indoor dark ride or boat ride because individually, neither of them is big enough for a ride, but together, including the courtyard in front of Sinbad, I think you'd have enough space for a big ride.
We've got to keep the fountain because the fountain's fun.
Keep Mythos, keep the fountain, and retheme it to Zelda and make a boat ride. I'm fine with that.
That's fine with me. Yeah, I really think they need a dark ride there. I mean, you're coming out of like Wizarding World and all the fun in there, and then if I eat at Mythos, like I said, I would really just like a chill ride. Right
it's all about relaxing after eating too much food.
Please. I'm out of questions, so this is all you.
No, you can jump up to where I left off. Oh my god, there's like 20 questions left.
Brandon, do you think it's time for Toon Lagoon to go through a complete retheme? And if so, what would you like to see it retheme to?
No.
No. I like the 2 water rides there.
They're like highly ranked. They're like on TripAdvisor. They're like the 2 out of the 3 highest ranking water rides in the world. You take the not used amphitheater and maybe even the King's Row road with all the comic strip stuff, and yes, even my comic strip cafe, and you turn that into another land. The way that you kind of squeezed in a Skull Island land, I think you can squeeze in a whole nother. You know what it could do, and I think it's someone's question later on. Put a Waterworld land there. Waterworld restaurant from Beijing, Waterworld show instead of the amphitheater. Boom. Now you got something new, and you got a new show because there's no shows in Islands of Adventure right now. And you get to keep Toon Lagoon being the actual lagoon parts down at the back.
Yeah, and those water rides are awesome. I don't ever really want them to go away. So
yeah, me neither.
They're fun. They're super fun.
Just Joe asks, do you think Men in Black might be next for either an upgrade or a retheme to a more current IP? If so, what'd you pick? I picked Men in Black and I keep it there. Stop asking to get rid of it.
Yeah, If anything, just upgrade the guns to like a more modern system so they work a little bit better. Other than that, I don't want to lose that ride. Oh, here you go. Any chance SpongeBob Land finds its way to Orlando?
So I made that video. Um,
Yes, you did.
and I left it on a little bit of a hopeful ending where like maybe they could replace it with, like replace the amphitheater in Toon Lagoon or replace the kids zone with SpongeBob. And then it occurs to me after I put the video out that CBS merged with Viacom. And the reason that they probably pulled out of Universal Beijing is because CBS is a direct competitor to NBC, which is owned by
Mhm.
Comcast. And there's no way CBS is going to let Comcast do anything with that property. So now I'm starting to think there is no chance a SpongeBob Land finds its way to Orlando. And that makes me sad.
So sad. Wah wah. That video was awesome too. Some really exciting ideas in there.
It did not get that many views. It got like a
That's a
third of
shame.
what I normally get for that series of unbuilt videos. So check out the unbuilt Universal Beijing SpongeBob Land because it could have possibly found its way over here had they actually been able to keep the rights to that.
And it's a fun video. There's a lot of fun stuff in that thing that never got built.
Bree wants to know which land are you most excited for Epic? I keep wanting to read the rest, but what it did is that when I copy pasted, the emojis turned into words. So it says smiling face with heart shaped eyes. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice.
I think everybody that listens to the show knows what I want. What do you want?
You want monsters.
I want monsters, obviously. So
Um,
excited.
I think it was Wizarding World originally because I was excited about the technology in the new attractions, but now I kind of know some more information about what those attractions would be. And as exciting as they are, I'm leaning towards Super Nintendo World because now that I've seen some of the samples of what food might be like, and I know it's Universal Japan and their food is always adorable and different than what we might get here, but just the idea that I'll be able to go into the Toad's Cafe and order things that are themed to Nintendo is actually super exciting. And I think for me, I like lands more based on what food they have than I do the rides. So between Mario Kart and Toad's Cafe, I'm gonna go with Nintendo the same way that like Flight of Passage and Satuli Canteen I would go with, you know, even though I think Africa and Animal Kingdom is a better land, I like Pandora more because, it's got Satuli.
Of course. And Monsters is going to have beer and pretzels. So rides, monsters, beer, pretzels. I'm fine. We're good.
Right? I'm just like
What else do you want?
emotionally Nintendo, for me, and emotionally probably Monsters for you. That makes sense.
Um,
Because you're a monster.
I mean, I have Wolfman tattooed on me already. So,
There you go.
our Dimension Parks. Are Universal Studios done with European expansion plans?
We talked about that too, probably.
Yes, we did, probably.
Like I said, if the not Disneyland of London can actually show that it can be successful in the region, it might reinvigorate the concept of bringing parks over there. But as Disney learned, it's not that easy with their Euro Disney slash Disneyland Paris. So to make it work.
Yeah. So, I don't think so. Not anytime soon, anyway. Anyway.
Giovanni wants to know, does Cosmic Rewind have the potential to be better than Hagrid's? No.
What? I think it has potential to.
No.
You're a little biased.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of launches on Hagrid's. That's pretty cool. Cosmic Rewind is
Yeah.
going to have the one launch backwards up, and that's cool. And it's going to rotate, but it's still Disney, and I think it's going to be too family friendly to be a really great coaster. And also, it's funny because like Universal built Hagrid and it's no screens, and Disney's going to build Cosmic Rewind with a ton of screen domes. So there's that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Hagrid's got the ride, so it might be a better coaster, but one might be a better ride, maybe. I don't
Nah, I don't
know.
know. She's a mum though. She's a mum.
Oh boy.
I think it's going to be neat because they're going to be like big planetarium domes, and the music is going to be good on Guardians. So between the good music and the fun time and the I mean, what's the story? We're going back to the Big Bang. Like it could be fun. It could be good.
We're gonna see old school Epcot, right? Something like that. That's fine with me too.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Buzzy's in there.
Sweet. Do you
Who's
think
the-
Velocicoaster
You have to
could,
say their name.
this is Andrew. Sorry. Andrew would like to ask, Do you think Velocicoaster could be the best coaster next year?
Yes.
Possibly.
I mean,
Possibly.
Iron Gwazi is probably for like coaster enthusiasts. Like Iron Gwazi was gonna be it. That should have been this year, and Velocicoaster was next year, so that it would be more easy to define which was the best.
Yeah.
It's Icebreaker or Iron Gwazi. It's like, oh, it's Iron Gwazi. But if it's Iron Gwazi and Velocicoaster, it's a tougher toss up here.
I think that Heartline roll over water is probably going to sell it for me. Just me personally.
I mean, for me, just hearing the raptor squeals and seeing, even if they don't move, seeing the raptors later on the ride, but also the ones earlier in the queue, like all that stuff's going to be. And I like Jurassic World. I don't, I know some people don't, but you know, Jurassic Park's still my favorite movie ever. But Jurassic World, I really do like, and I like the oh my god, Michael how do you say his name?
Giacomo.
Gio,
I can't remember now. You messed me up.
Giochino.
Yeah, Giacchino. We're gonna go
I
with that.
love his score. So sitting in the queue, listening to the score, seeing the raptors in the stables, hearing the raptor squeals, and then also the fact that it's, you know, closer to me geographically. I don't have to drive for 2.5 hours to get there. It wins. It wins. It's already won.
Oh boy.
Mac Clark, the Mac Machine. Here's a question I've been wondering about Velocicoaster. Since it goes upside down and it is tall, will it have metal detectors like Hulk and Rocket?
Yes.
I mean, probably.
Yes, like everything at Universal. Yes.
Well, not everything has metal detectors. But they do all have lockers. So like Hagrid has lockers, but not metal detectors because it doesn't go over crowds. Hulk goes over crowds. So, I mean, you would assume so, but I have no confirmation yet.
Near crowds and over water, so I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, if you're going 100 feet, you're going 100 feet upside down over a bridge with people. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hot pick six. Sorry if I messed that up. That's
pick a text. Peaky text.
Pick a text. Yeah, picky text. There you go. I'm so tired.
If you could rename text. Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that.
Oh, man. If you could rename the menu at Classic Monsters Cafe, how would you make it more spooky and themed? Rename the menu, like every menu item, or just the menu?
Currently, it's barbecue, which is new. It used to be like pizza and burgers and stuff, and now it is currently barbecue, and it comes like on a silver tray with barbecue sauce and stuff. But like, what kind of food would you even serve that would make it monstery?
Well, if it's barbecue, just serve it in mini coffins like you're serving up pieces of people.
That's awesome.
What else would you do? You could keep it barbecue and just serve it up like you're shredding people back there. I don't know.
Creature from the Black Gumbo.
Gumboon.
Gumboon. Just like got eyeballs in the gumbo. Ooh, it's spooky. They're just peeled grapes and you reach your hand in. It's fruit salad. It's spooky. I don't know. Like, it's so much easier to come up with like certain things that are from things, but like Classic Monsters Cafe, it's a fine line of just naming things funny.
That's what I'm wondering, if they're asking about the menu items themselves or what. But I mean, barbecue in a coffin would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, they have ribs, so like you just like Frankenstein's rib.
Oh, for Frankenstein, you do like turducken, right? Since it's all the different things.
I was gonna say it's a combination platter. It comes with different meats. Asks, first, I love you guys and have enjoyed watching your visit to the parks. Now the Epic Universe is on temporary hold. Temporary, I hope. What would you change if you were Universal Creative? No budgetary constraints. Well, if there's no budgetary constraints, I say add 10 more rides and 3 more lands.
Yeah, add 10 more rides to Monsterland just by itself.
Every land gets 4 more rides.
Let's not be fair about this.
Yeah, there was a couple ideas that got canceled that I'd love to see get reused or brought back. We'll probably talk about it later, but there were some ideas for dragons. There was ideas of having like actual animatronic dragons in the land that got cut. Like, I would bring that back. You have to bring that back. There was a couple rides that were being developed for dragons that I don't think made it through. We already know about like the flying ride that I'm not sure if that was for dragons, but a flying ride simulator type thing. But I think there was a boat ride that got canceled before they were thinking of doing the Creature from the Black Lagoon boat ride. And that would have been insane. And I would bring that back because it would have blown your mind.
permanent rotating HHN style maze in Monsters Land.
Oh, there you go.
But it's got to rotate. It can't be the same all the time.
Right. Okay. So there's some ideas, and also Lord of the Rings.
Oh, CB 450 would like to know what's next for Universal Studios Hollywood after Mario Kart is complete.
They had a lot of different ideas. For a little bit, they were thinking about doing, I think, the Jurassic World gyrosphere ride from Beijing back when it was actually a gyrosphere ride before they changed it to another Spider-Man clone.
Yeah.
Maybe replacing the Mummy, so like Jurassic World became a whole land on the lower lot. And then I heard something from Epic Universe might have gone over to Hollywood, and it might have been the Monsters ride to replace Mummy.
Yeah.
No matter what rumor you're talking about, Mummy is the one that they replace. But no idea what they're actually going to do now. But I assure you, it's probably going to replace the Mummy.
Yay, Monsters Ride.
Aaron McMahon, is there a T2 3D Easter egg in the Bourne show? I can only think of the mega desk in the control center scene.
I haven't seen it. I only watched a little bit of the video clip to see what it was like. Do you know?
In the pre-show, I believe they say something about Bourne being terminated. I think that, yeah,
that sounds like Universal. Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think of. I'm sure there's more, and I'd love to interview someone who worked on that. Like if we could get Action Horizons, one of the stunt people, that would be such a cool interview.
Would be cool. Dallin would like to know, how long do you think the sound stages, DM and Shrek at USF last? I feel like changing those would greatly improve the aesthetics of the entryway and overall park. Little doesn't like this question.
It's so weird because Hollywood studios and all the studio parks around the world have the same problem where it was really cool in the 90s to have sound stages and be like, that's the theming, it's a big sound stage. And now it's like, oh, gross, you can see the sound stage. So like they have the opposite problem. I think there was plans to demolish the Shrek, at least the way that they demolished the one for Transformers, the Murder She Wrote Hercules Xena building. So I'm sure over time we'll eventually lose the at least the Shrek one. And if they ever redo the Despicable Me ride again, if they keep that ride system, it seems like every time they redo it to a new iteration, they upgrade the exterior. At least we have somewhat of a facade now. So yeah, but Shrek would, I feel like they were going to do Secret Life of Pets. They had another plan for some kind of mini land or some kind of villain con type attraction, and all of those plans would have demolished that soundstage and built up from the ground up because it is haunted by Alfred Hitchcock. So you need to start over.
Oh, those poor sound stages. Be so sad to see them go away.
David, any validity to the rumors of an indoor holiday parade due to COVID? Seems counterproductive to move something inside that would normally be outside.
Indoor, where are they going to do an indoor parade?
I think he might be referring to because it's holiday parade. I think he might be referring to the Macy's balloons for Universal Studios Florida. They announced, it's not a rumor, they announced they're going to have the balloons inside for somewhere for photo ops. They didn't say inside. They just said they're going to.
I think the parade thing just threw me off a little bit. That's all.
Right.
Like saying it's a parade instead of just a photo op.
I have a paragraph here. In this brand new walkthrough experience at Universal Studios, you'll get closer than ever to larger-than-life Macy's balloons and colorful Christmas floats. There's never been a better chance to get your photo with these beloved giant balloons. Santa Claus himself will be there to pose for photos as well. So I think, is it Soundstage 22 where they were doing a queue for the haunted houses? I think that is going to be set up where you just go in and you kind of like walk around and get photos in front of the balloons and then leave. So it's not a parade. It's just permanently set up balloons.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. That's better than nothing, I guess. They're doing the best they can.
Yeah. And I think that starts next weekend or this weekend coming up. So we'll know for sure by then, but it looks like they're setting up some trusses leading into the backstage, like underneath the Rip Ride Rocket. It looks like they're setting up like an entry area with a signage and stuff, so you know where to go look at the parade floats.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool idea that they're doing that. Yeah. Matthew would like to know, with Beijing getting its own Waterworld mini land, do you think they would ever bring the show to Orlando? And if so, which park do you think would get it?
I already said where I think it would work is if you take down the Toon Lagoon Amphitheater and that little street and made that into a Waterworld Miniland. I mean, it works because it's Islands of Adventure and
Yeah,
it's the
exactly.
floating island from Waterworld. Universal, you can take this idea if you want. They don't have a stunt show anymore there, and they were originally planning to do a big monsters stunt show over in Epic Universe, but that got pared down to a smaller, intimate indoor show. Like the difference between the concept art and the actual site plans give you an idea of a big outdoor show and then a small indoor building. So I think like they do like the idea of having a big Waterworld-esque show in Orlando, but now it's not planned for Epic Universe. So if you want to put it in Islands of Adventure, go for it.
You should hear these noises Little's making.
We only have one question left.
I know. She doesn't like somebody outside.
Jordan at their username is, what is one land that isn't rumored for Epic Universe you would like to see added in a later expansion? Lord of the Rings?
Ah.
I What were some of my examples? I want Rick and Morty land. I want a Jurassic World land. No, I don't want Jurassic World.
Max. That was mine.
Kung Fu Panda indoor land of awesomeness. I'd be fine with that.
I can't even think right now. I'm just blanking on everything.
I want a whole land just for trolls.
Oh, no.
With like a sing-along show and a boat ride. I want all kinds of, or a dark ride with like lots of singing.
Deadpool land. Why not? Because I can. Just have Deadpool stuff happening.
Deadpool land?
Just Deadpool stuff. I like Deadpool.
Oh, there's
a
lots
proper
of
DC land.
I'd be a proper what?
DC land. They're expanding. I've been watching Titans at HBO.
Yeah, no.
The shows are actually good.
Yeah.
I'm good with the shows.
Mandoland.
Yep, Mandoland.
Coming soon to Animal Kingdom, Mandoland.
Worms and egg eating.
So that's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you all for your questions.
Don't eat the frog lady's egg.
Be sure to check out my recent vlog on the Magic Kingdom on the Theme ParkStop channel if you want to learn more about Porg Trisha.
Oh boy, this is going to become a character full time, isn't she?
I don't know. There's room for lots of characters in my head.
Oh boy.
And join Patreon if you like what we do and you want to hear more. We have exclusive podcasts there that are only available for Patreon. Although we are going to release one that we did. We did an episode recently with Dave Cobb talking about Men in Black Alien Attack, and I think we're going to put that out publicly soon because it's so good. But we have tons of episodes like that. And also, if you're a producer, we're going to be sending out a free gift to all producers on a yearly basis. And the first one's going to go out at the end of this month, November. I got keychains for everyone that just as my way of saying thank you, because the producers really helped get stuff like this made.
Loot Crate. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like Loot Crate, sure.
Yeah, whatever. Just a yearly one.
Well, when you join, you get a cool button and a really cool pen and a sticker. And I'm going to start doing an annual thing. We also have prizes randomly every month. We have the child Baby Yoda prize coming up. It's the remote controlled one. It's exciting.
Whoa, I want to win it. How do I win it?
Become a patron.
To hear my own voice? No,
it's open for everyone. Anyway.
Thanks for the questions, guys. It was fun.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.